I will die on that hill.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
You have failed this.
All right, so I get to say it. Right on.
Sickest night ever. Is this? What are we doing?
No.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, three-time podcast host, and alongside me, as always, my good friend Colton Keel, or as most people like to call him, Juan Keel 433. What is going on?
Dude, man, I'm surviving.
Surviving the crazy sickness and crazy toad disaster and crazy.
Dude, I'm telling you, if it's not been one thing, it's been another.
Yeah, Colton's kind of falling apart,
Yeah, no joke.
but better now than like when you need to be not falling apart.
Correct. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm usually not a big medicine person. Kind of just, take the lumps, get through it. And this is like we're a month away from go time, so it's like, yeah, I better get this addressed.
Yeah, I know. It's like I feel like it's coming so fast. I feel like we just found out that we were having babies, and now it's like
It's here.
it's like coming literally a month away for you, and a little over a month for me.
Dude, Jared's due probably any
Within-
day now.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I had a guy at work that is also having a baby, and they just had theirs last week, I think, beginning last week. So
nice.
yeah, it's baby, and I'm excited. I'm excited for everybody, especially Penny, because she's gonna have a friend.
Yeah, you just wait.
Oh yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. I think
You just
it's-
wait till that one time you finally get her. You go to sleep on the couch,
and yeah,
and
there goes
Penny jumps up there and wakes her up. See how you love your dog then.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna have to teach her to not bark in the important times.
Oh my,
Not gonna
that's
work.
too funny.
But speaking of babies, we have an email that we need to
Ooh.
read off. That's been a couple weeks since I actually kind of forgot we had it.
Oh man,
Sorry, Cam.
I didn't
Sorry,
forget.
Cam.
I didn't forget ISO.
Yeah. So I'll let you read that one off.
Oh me? Oh man,
Yeah, it's all you.
I didn't even pull it up.
He's
I
not
thought,
even prepared.
well, man, you made it sound like you were gonna pop it off. Hey, if we feel rushed today, if it's rushed, it's because of Gunner. Okay. And you want to know why? Because we have to make sure that we watch his precious Kansas City Chiefs football team lose tonight.
You're right.
How many
shouldn't say
times?
that. I
I
shouldn't
can't
say
tell you
that.
how
Some
many
wood to
times
knock
I've had to
on.
watch one of my teams play.
But
Wow.
you never say like, hey, game
Because
time.
I'm here.
I always
I'm here for
start
the
and
pot.
then-
I'm here for the pot. I am here
Yeah.
for the emperor.
I'm here for the pod as my TV's above or my monitor is on watching something.
But I'm here. You're putting
Looking
up
at-
reps, getting reps in.
Where am I
don't
looking?
hear it.
Up, down, sideways? I don't have the game on. I don't have the
Contributing.
pregame on because the game doesn't start we're recording about 7:00, so
I
game
contribute.
doesn't start for a
That's what
while.
I do.
Hey, this is gonna be a really good episode, I feel like. So I'm
I
not
think so
rushing it.
too.
It just
So-
works into the conversation.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
It does. Read the email. It works in.
I'll read the email. Here we go. Heat wave is the title because I believe I asked him about the weather down south there. He said, we indeed caught every hit of the heat in the morning, afternoon, and at nighttime. But for that Detroit comment, tell the Celtics to take their candy asses back in time to the Malice at the Palace so we can open up a can of Someone give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
ISO brother, that was against the Pacers. You needed fans to get your team started for that Malice in the Palace. So last time I checked, every one of those Detroit fans that squared up against any Indiana Pacer got rocked big time. It's on the tape. Seriously though, if you haven't watched the untold story of Malice at the Palace on Netflix, It's fantastic. Really, Cam, if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it. It's great. It's fantastic. I'm sure you've watched it, but it just goes to show that you Detroit fans are forky. Anywho,
Trash.
enough of that. News about my life. I got upgraded to a manager position at Walmart, and my off days changed from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Nice. Congratulations,
Yeah,
ISO.
it's awesome.
I'm excited for you, brother. Keep it up. He says, so the Halloween episode might be slightly tough to do. Brother, we'll make it happen. Don't
So
you
we can
worry
work
about
around
it.
your schedule. It's all good.
Yeah. Like we're doing right now for Gunner.
That's right.
So that and also I have joined you guys in the pregnancy race. Uh-oh. ISO came and simulated his woman. So I'm gonna have a little Hulkamaniac running around, brother. ISO, brother, congratulations. Let us know when you're having it. Just keep us in the loop on it. We'd love to, love to talk to you more about it. Probably get you hooked up with something.
If you need the call guys to MC a baby shower or a diaper party, we'll be there.
We could do it. We could do that. We could do that. That's the last thing you need is at a baby shower.
First time we meet Cam's at his baby shower.
I'm sure
Like-
his girlfriend would love us.
Yeah. We'll just show up in like tuxedo t-shirts.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. ISO brother. Hey man, first off, congratulations on the kid. It's fun. It's great. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it's the most rewarding thing you'll ever do. Also, thank you again for sending us an email so long ago. Really appreciate that. And I just as always, just always appreciate the fans out there who want to email and talk to us. So just thank you so much for sending us an email at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. And that's all we got for the email. So I think we're good.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I'm super, super happy for Cam, especially getting a promotion, having a kid. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Pretty darn cool. So let's see, oh gosh, how many weeks ago has it been now? Ahsoka came out. Colton has yet to watch any of it.
I think I'm gonna wait 2 weeks till the last 2 weeks
And
and
binge.
start them.
I'll tell you
Because
what.
I am right now. I have actually just now found Rick and Morty thanks to a customer, and I cannot stand how much I like it. I can't. I hate that I like it so much.
Like I said, I could never get into it. I think I told you that on the phone yesterday, that it's just never been my cup of tea.
Well, it took me a bit. It took me about the middle of the second season, and I was like, man, this is okay. I see the hype.
Yeah.
I see the hype.
I like some of
So-
the memes. I like seeing some of the memes because everybody was all about it when it first came out for sure. And I think
Oh,
did they
yeah.
come out? Did they come back with another season? Is that what?
Yeah, I
was
think there's a new season that's dropping soon.
it? Yeah. So I don't know. It's exciting. Ahsoka, like I said, is exciting. I've enjoyed it so far. Can't wait to talk about it with whoever we can get on with us to
You know what I think we need to do?
get everybody.
Who?
Everybody.
I don't know how that'll work. I think we need to do an Only Murderers episode.
Oh yeah. I think you're right.
You have caught the bug. I got
My
this text
God.
message. I get this text message from Gunner, and he goes, "Hey, did you watch a new episode yet?" And I go, "No."
They
It's
come out
like-
5 minutes ago.
I'm pretty sure you did text me like Tuesday at like 3, and I was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not even home."
Yeah. Oh
But-
my God.
But everyone's been sick, so we finally get to watch it last night. So Gunner goes, "Do you know who do you think it is? Who do you think it is?" And
Man,
I
I'm
told him,
still
I'm
on the fence.
I still think I know who it is. I'm playing it close to the vest. I told Gunner, but
Yeah.
I love these kinds of shows. So I think we should, if anybody out there who listens to our podcast, who is a big fan of Only Murders in the Building, let us know at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on just to talk everything about the series
We should do
so
a
far.
live Facebook Live of us watching the final episode. That'd be kind of fun.
I don't know. I don't know if my wife would go for it.
Yeah, probably not. And it's almost over. It's close. Oh man, you told me about it. I waited way too long to watch it, and then Sarah and I just absolutely binged the first two seasons.
I think wasn't the first season COVID, the year of COVID? I think it was because
Maybe.
this is the third season. And
Yeah.
I think the first season came out in 2020. And I can't remember what Hulu was doing, or we just never like thought of it. But we were on Hulu one night and I saw it and I knew it was like halfway over. And I was like, you know what? I looked at my wife. I said, hey, is this something you might want to watch? She's like, yeah, let's try it. First episode, hooked.
Oh, absolutely.
And so we watched like the first like 4 episodes that night. And they're not short episodes either. And we've been hooked ever since. So
Yeah. If nobody knows what it's about, I'll give a little backstory on it. It's Steve Martin and Martin Short and Selena Gomez, and they all live in this apartment building in New York, and there's a murder that happens, so they decide to start a podcast about it.
trying to solve the murder.
Yeah, and they end up obviously solving the murder, and then they go into another season of the same kind of deal. And it's kind of gotten away from the whole podcast idea. It's still like a back thing, but that whole first season, especially since we podcast, it's like this is awesome. I yeah, just enjoyed every episode so far.
It's fantastic. I can't get enough of the show.
Yeah. So if you enjoy
Like this,
podcasts and murder,
I think it only has steam for enough another season. It can't go on much longer.
yeah, I feel like the way they're going with the third season, they could close it out pretty easily.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see this season being the last season.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think you're right. I think we should just cover all three seasons once this season's over. I'd really enjoy that. I think that's a good idea.
Seriously, let us know at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com if that's something you want to be in on. We'd love to sit down and talk with you because we're both fanboying over it.
Yes.
And yeah,
I have tried to get the Emperor and the Rocker chick to watch it, and I keep saying every time I see him, "You start that yet? You start that yet?" They haven't started it yet,
jeez.
so hopefully soon. I got my boss to watch it, and he absolutely loved it. So
I don't. I'm telling you, it's those three. I
it is.
don't get. It's like the special sauce at. It's like the
The
special
Wally
sauce on a
sauce.
big Wally. Yep, it's the Wally sauce. You don't know what it is. You don't want to know what's in it. You just know that it works.
Yeah, and it does. The Selena Gomez you wouldn't think would be really good with those guys, but
I think that's the thing that like draws me to it like more. Like
yeah,
that's what makes me want to like Tuesday nights where it's only murderers night. Like that's what we're watching. And I really do think it's because of Selena Gomez. And it's because the other two are just perfect together.
oh yeah,
They've been working together for ages, literally ages.
yeah,
And she just throwing her in that mix was just a beautiful, beautiful addition. So
100%, 100%. What else is on that we've been watching? Have you been watching anything else?
New Girl.
You enjoyed? I see. I do like New Girl. I haven't watched all of it.
Oh my gosh, we're going through it. It's I think our second or third time going through it.
Nice.
That is a show that I watch and I'm like, I I hate how funny I think it is because
Yeah,
it's so stupid.
just your good old sitcom.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. So we're going through that. Only Murders. Need to watch Ahsoka. I've started. I have started the.
The it's gotta have there's gotta be a word for what that is because it is a disaster. Hours upon hours of movies, and they're all right
I
behind
have
you.
started. I have started the MCU saga, and I have decided to, for the first time in my actual viewing, you know, I don't know.
Are you doing chronological this time?
Yeah. I don't like the timeline. I despise the timeline because it makes the end credit scenes make no sense.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like, well, that's the point. I was like, that's the point of the timeline, in my opinion,
yeah.
is it goes. Like, I don't care that Captain Marvel technically is the second movie.
No, yeah. You just watch all the way through because
Yeah. And it's like, it just goes better in my opinion. So I'm watching it theatrical release.
okay,
And this is the first time I've ever watched the Incredible Hulk in its correct space in the MCU.
best movie.
And
Can't say
I
it with
don't want to
straight face.
say that it's not good,
It's not.
but if you would have just watched the opening credits, well, you know the movie.
Yeah, that and then you got to watch post credit scene too. I mean,
That's the only thing about it.
yeah, that's because
It's
they introduce Tony right in that technically.
correct
Yeah,
in the in the universe. So,
yeah. It'd be funny
uh,
if at some point they brought in Ed Norton's Hulk and him and Ruffalo fought or something. I
well,
mean, obviously they're the same person, but
yeah, it's funny because it's funny that Lou Ferrigno was that security guard on campus, and they
yeah,
have that like big brother handshake moment, and Ferrigno's just like hulking out on a pizza, and I was like,
yeah,
oh, that's nice. Like I forgot about that altogether, and I
yeah.
was like, and then I thought about that too. I was like, man, they should have got Edward Norton to come back at some point.
Oh yeah, I mean, just like a random character, and like Bruce's cousin or something. Bruce's cousin Bruce.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm watching. What are you watching, man?
Well, only murders. Obviously Ahsoka. That is my Tuesday night. Is both of those because Ahsoka does come out on Tuesdays also.
Oh,
So it's
yeah.
like I watch Ahsoka while Sarah's still working, and then when she's done working, we usually watch Only Murders.
Oh, nice.
Um, man, that's really about it. I haven't had anything really pop up that I've wanted to rewatch or anything like that. Now that you talk about the Infinity Saga, I kind of want to start it again. And I know it's a rabbit hole, but
You gotta, yeah, and that's what happened because I was like, man, I really want to watch Iron Man, and I was
mhm.
like, man, if I do that,
Yeah, yeah, you just gotta go. Well, so FX runs a lot of Marvel, so occasionally we'll flip on FX and just watch whatever's on. So I think last week Sarah was watching the first Avenger, and then I think we've watched Guardians on there. But I mean, it's all on Disney Plus, which is nice to have it all there. But and
if you
even
actually,
Spider Man now.
if you go to like the Marvel on Disney Plus,
Hmm.
it'll actually have the movies in order.
Yeah,
Whether you want to do like theatrical release, they've got it named under like MCU Saga or something like that,
yeah,
and then they have like MCU Timeline release movies. So, however you want to watch them.
yeah, yeah. I should do that. I don't know if I want to jump in the rabbit hole though and do it.
I honestly, I think it's the only way I'm going to watch Phase 4.
Is to rewatch everything.
Hmm. Because I cannot psych myself up to watch Ant-Man at all.
I don't blame you. I do not blame you at all. It's a yeah, it's not good. Let's just say it could fall in tonight's category. Kind of like what you said
I
about
do
the
have a
Hulk
joke.
too.
I do have a joke for that. That was
Yeah,
going to be my joke
yeah.
to an
Um,
extent.
but I do have a question on the pod before we get into what we're going to talk about.
What do you got,
Uh,
brother?
Have you ever been a part of a natural disaster or been in a natural disaster? I don't really know how to phrase it, but have you ever experienced a natural disaster?
I mean, no, especially like our parents, they talk about the
Oh yeah,
blizzard of
77, 78.
78.
Yeah.
And I've heard about that 1,000 times plus
Yep.
from 1,000 other people. but I don't think so. I'm when I lived in Florida, I was a part of a hurricane, but it wasn't anything like,
Wasn't big time.
I mean, yeah, trees were uprooted. I mean, it was kind of scary, but it wasn't like, it was just a really big windstorm.
Yeah, yeah. No
So
tornadoes or anything during all that. Just
no.
kind of windy and um. I actually have not. Um, the only one that's I've been close enough to was the tornado that hit Napanee,
Mm.
and that's because it. I mean, it was a couple miles from my grandma's house, and that whole
Oh.
storm we're like standing outside watching it, and didn't realize that there was a tornado like literally 2 miles away from us. So,
Yeah.
um, other than that, I mean, we've had some crazy ice storms and stuff, but nothing that
Yeah.
is. I can't think of any other tornadoes in my lifetime. Never been down to Florida during hurricane season. I mean, I was there during hurricane season, but I never saw a hurricane. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna say no. I have not.
Yeah, that's about the closest thing I could say.
Yeah, tornado, and we get a lot of brutal thunderstorms. We are kind of in tornado alley, so I think
Yeah,
we're
kind of.
north side of it. It doesn't really hit us as much, but yeah, that was a pretty simple question of the pat. But
Yeah.
there it
It
is.
transitions. It transitions into exactly what the topic is.
We're really good at segues on the Call Guys podcast
Segways.
because tonight will be the night that I fall for you over.
Don't make me change my mind.
We're talking about disaster movies. Top 3 disaster films.
The Incredible Hulk.
That is a disaster of a movie.
Phase
For
4,
sure.
the MCU.
Yeah. Disaster movies, as in things that deal with natural disasters, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes, like end of the world, I guess, would kind of be a natural disaster depending on how it happens. Um, Zombies, if you got one, you got one. If you, it could kind of be the end of the world, I guess. It technically could be a natural thing. You look at stuff like The Last of Us. Most of the time, it's an infection, which is technically natural. So I guess that could be technically a natural disaster. But um, I don't know if we're gonna stretch it. I might
Stretch.
have one that has to do with zombies, but
Oh my.
it could end of the world stuff, anything. So we're gonna go through our list. But if you have a list of your favorite disaster movies, we'd love to hear them. Callguyspodcast@gmail.com. Send them our way. Hopefully we have some that you like and you have some that we like, and hopefully you can remind us of some of the ones that we completely forgot about, because I'm sure we have. I know Colton probably isn't as much of a disaster movie guy. I think we've had this conversation before, but um, when you look at the list of all the movies, like, holy crap, I've seen so many of these.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I thought they took a very liberal approach to disaster movie,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
in my opinion,
That's
because
true.
there was a lot I was like, oh, come on, like that's a stretch.
Yeah. Well, you look at the 90s, like the early 90s to early 2000s, it's like that's what movies were about.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, oh, we can make a movie about an earthquake, or, so yeah, so 3, 2 honorable mentions. 1, I'm gonna flip the imaginary coin. Colton goes first.
Been going first for the last couple times.
You want me to go first? I can go
No,
first.
I'll go first. My number 3 is a 2010 flick
Oh,
starring Denzel,
oh,
Mila Kunis, Gary Oldman. This is my farthest stretch, in my
okay.
opinion, to a disaster-esque movie, because it is a post-apocalyptic era, and it is called The Book of Eli. You never seen The Book of
Never seen
Eli?
it. Never seen it,
Oh,
but
dude,
I
Gary
like
Oldman plays
that
a
cast.
great bad guy.
I like that cast.
It's a very good movie. It's about a journey with Denzel and Mila, and it's pretty good. It's not great. Don't get me wrong. It's not fantastic. It's not great. It's just, I think Gary Oldman does a great job playing the main villain, and it's just a really good. I like kind of how it was shot. kind of like an old Western, but not really a Western because it's post-apocalyptic, but it feels like a Western. Then again, there are a lot of times when it doesn't feel like a Western. It's weird.
I mean, I've heard of it. I've just never watched it. I definitely think I should watch it.
Definitely worth at least a once over.
Give it the whole once over.
Give it the old one timer. So
I like that.
So yeah, man, that's my number 3. What's yours?
2009,
Okay.
directed by Alex Proyas. Stars Nick Cage, Liam Hemsworth, and then a bunch of no-name actors and actresses. It is The Knowing.
Very nice.
It is. I first time I watched this movie, I remember watching it and being like, I love this. The premise of the fact that he's a professor in the time capsule and the coded note that the lady that's kind of brain dead and just kind of sits there and repeats the same things over and over again. And you get her backstory, and he deciphers the code, and it's every disaster that's happened in the last 5 decades, and it predicts the next 3 that are going to happen, and one of those is the end of the world. And I know it's not as much a natural disaster besides its solar flares that completely destroy the world, but you get a lot of things like it predicted 9/11, it predicted different plane crashes and boats, and like every like little thing that's happened she had predicted, and it ends up with aliens at the end.
I was gonna say, how does it end?
But the end of the world does happen, and it's got a really sad ending. I mean, he goes back to his ex-wife's house and dies with his ex-wife and ex-in-laws, and has the whole planet just gets destroyed. But I love the plot. I love the premise of the whole movie. It's really fun. It's a great idea. Nick Cage is Nick Cage in it.
Yep.
Just his normal way Nick Cage acts, and yeah, I don't know, always enjoyed it. It's one of those I can go back and watch. There's like a certain time of the year where disaster movies are like, I need to watch one. I need to watch something. Like in the spring, you watch like movies about storms, and then in the fall you watch more of those like thriller horror kind of movies.
You get
like
shut
that.
in type of things.
Yeah. So this is one of those that kind of falls in the fall. So maybe I'll be watching it here soon. I think I should.
Very nice.
Oh, and the creepy, the aliens are like Slender Man, right? It's just dudes in suits, and they're like
weird.
standing out in the middle of the woods, and you just see them. They look out the window, and they're all just standing there staring. So definitely some nostalgia in that with the whole Slender Man thing, but love the movie. I want to go watch it again now.
Haven't seen that one in a while. Jake and I used to watch that a lot in college.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun movie. What you got? Number 2. Does it make you cry?
Mine does not make me cry. But it is a Ronald Emmerich flick from 2004. Dennis Quaid, very young Jake Gyllenhaal. And it looks like this might be on your list at some point.
It's my number 2.
Oh gosh.
And it does not make me cry either, but it's a great movie.
The Day After Tomorrow.
Yes.
What a great premise of the movie. You know.
So again, you get the scientist / professor deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And they get what is the big library in New York? Is that where they get stuck in?
Yeah, it's New York. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's New York. And it's just it's just like it's an ice age. Bam, right then and there. I don't know. I don't know what about it that I like so much. I just do. And I did some research on Ronald Emmerich, and he's done a lot of other really good movies that I didn't know. He did 10,000 BC. I don't know if you've
nice. Yep, that's the yeah.
It's like the Mayan, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. It's a good one. I really like that. He directed The Patriot.
Nice.
Godzilla.
Which Godzilla?
The Godzilla one from 98.
Okay. Oh yeah, with Broderick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And then he did Independence Day and Stargate. Like this dude, I was like, holy crap, this guy is going in. I mean,
That's crazy.
he did some pretty good
And
movies.
and you wouldn't even know his name. Like it's such
No.
a random name.
Yep.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
Day After Tomorrow is one of my favorite movies growing up. I mean, 2004, I was 9 years old, and it is. It's like you said, Ice Age, but all the stuff that builds up to that Ice Age. You know, California. Is it California they're at? Like it's completely destroyed by tornadoes. Like L.A. I think it was L.A.
Yeah, I think the San Andreas Fault.
Yeah. Yep. So it's literally like everything bad that could happen happens, and Dennis Quaid's character, John, I think was his name, predicted all of it.
Yep.
He's like, this, it's gonna happen sooner than you think, and he's telling these people like, we need to look more into this now, and come up with a plan. But everybody's like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen in our lifetime.
Yeah.
And sure enough, it happens. And then you get the whole story of him going to save Jake Gyllenhaal, his son,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes back to New York, and he's through the Ice Age, and he loses his one of his best friends, and so I mean, it is kind of sad. Doesn't make you cry sad, but there are
Yeah,
moments.
for sure.
Um,
For sure. Okay,
but
well, now that we got that out of the way, you got any honorable mentions?
I do. So I said I have one that is more zombie based, and that's I Am Legend. You
Ooh.
kind of get the end of the world in that one and all that stuff. But Armageddon,
Mm,
once again, more on the side of not as natural.
yeah.
The day the Earth stood still, Keanu Reeves. I
Okay.
It's another one of those kind of the knowing style movies, I guess. The way that works out, and then Twister, of course. And yeah, I love Twister. I know we've had this conversation, but I think Jake absolutely hates Twister, if I remember right.
I don't think he's a fan. A lot of
Yeah,
non-real things going on.
yeah, but it's still good. It's a fun movie. The Storm Chasers are fun to watch, and there's so many shows on chasing storms and people that do tornado chasers, like all that stuff. Love it.
Oh yeah.
What about you? Honorable mentions?
I've got Twister and I've got 2112 or
2012,
2012.
2012.
2012. Got Rush on the brain, obviously.
Yeah, 2112.
2012. And it's only on there for the sole fact of Woody Harrelson's cameo in the movie, where he plays the crazy dude out in the woods and
Yep.
Conspiracies, all that and that, all this and that. And, of course, that came out in 2009, and it was all about the Mayan calendar ending in
2012.
2012. And that was the big premise of it. And, makes you wonder. I'm sure there were some really ultra rich people when that year came that were going to be well taken care of if
Yeah.
anything did happen.
Yeah.
So
I will throw San Andreas on there too. I don't know if you ever seen it.
I will throw that movie into the fault.
I took my mom to see that
Trash.
when it first came out in theaters.
Oh Lord.
I think it came out around her birthday, so we went and saw it. But
We'll watch
I'm a fan.
Rampage.
Kidding. No, I'm good. The Rock's had some really bad movies, but San Andreas, I wouldn't say is great, but it's watchable.
I mean, I remember another one. I remember watching that one. It was one of the first like Blu-ray movies I ever watched at Jake and Jordan's house. And I remember because they had like this theater room, and I remember his dad. Oh my gosh, he had it in Blu-ray, and he was so pumped. And I remember watching it, like hurting my eyes just from watching it.
Yeah,
because I'm just not used to seeing like that clear of a picture. And oh man, the Battlefield LA, that was another one. Oh, that sucked.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay, we can take it off my honorable mention, so you're not mad at me, I guess. The Rock has some good movies.
Just not that one.
What's the other one that came out where it's the skyscraper? Oh, skyscraper.
Wow, really had to leap
Yeah.
for that one, Copernicus.
That one is not good either. So,
Come on, keep saying all the good ones.
Walking Tall, the remake, or his version of Walking Tall,
His version of Walking Tall.
The Rundown.
I like the rundown more.
The Rundown I love The Rundown. Him and Sean William Scott.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun movie. Really fun movie. And Rosario Dawson is in that one too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about The Rock. Maybe we should talk about The Rock sometime. Or maybe
Oh
not.
gosh. Number one movie. 08.
Okay. It's not mine. You're good.
Oh, phew. It's a Shyamalan movie. Marky Mark.
Okay. The
Zoe
Happening.
Deschanel. That is The Happening.
Yes.
A
That.
a scary premise to this movie on how, like, I believe like that something like that could happen. I don't know how. I could see it happening.
Mhm.
You know, no pun intended there.
The air is evil.
Yeah, it is Mother Earth fighting back.
Yeah.
And some of the ways people, take care of themselves are a little rough for me, but
Yeah.
still, it's the premise that people are like committing suicide and nobody knows why. Like, why are people doing this? And of course Marky Mark finds out, and I don't know.
I can hear his Boston accent the whole time. Just the way he talks during the whole movie.
Oh my. So that's my number one, is The Happening. So
If you listen to Golden Image podcast this past week, we have a M. Night Shyamalan discussion right at the
you
start.
do.
And my dad says that I didn't really like The Happening. I was like, I actually really enjoyed The Happening.
Yeah.
That's a fun movie. It really is. It's a great, like you said, great premise. It's overall, it is cheesy and it could almost be a B movie, but it's good. I enjoy it.
I agree. What's your number one, man?
Oh, my number one is a nostalgia pick because it's one of my mom's favorite movies that she made us watch all the time, and I it made me love it. It's 1997, directed by Roger Donaldson, starring Pierce Brosnan and Linda Hamilton. And
Thomas
it is
Kincaid fair.
Dante's Peak.
Ah,
um,
that's a good one.
Yeah, once again, it's I can't remember if he's a professor or he's a teacher or something, but they live in like one of the highest rated places to live, and then there's a volcano discovered, and then the volcano ends up erupting and destroying everything, and Pierce and Linda have to get there and save the kids that are up trying to save their grandmother, who inevitably dies in the lava at one point, but yeah, it's a nostalgia pick. It's a fun movie. It's one of Skywalker's favorites too. He would tell you every time he loves Dante's Peak. And yeah, it's good. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. It's cheesy like all the others, but it is fun to watch.
Nice.
Yeah. Have you ever seen it? You ever seen
I have.
Dante's Peak? Okay.
It's been a while, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
I do know it is about a volcano in a very bad location.
Yeah. Yeah, you pretty much can't escape this volcano erupting at the point. It's pretty much get on a boat and get out.
Get up on out.
Get on a boat and get on out.
So yeah, that's a pretty short episode, man. Really looking forward to feedback on this one from you, the listeners. Just curious if you have a favorite disaster-esque movie. Let us know at thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. Love to know what it is. Anybody puts the 12 Monkeys on there, I'm going to tell you're a liar. Great movie. Another great movie. Anywho.
Like I said, it's the list. If you look it up and you're trying to figure out like, okay, I know what some of them are that I like, and you actually go look up a list of disaster films, they're all over the place.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you get like apocalypse, zombies, natural disasters, aliens, space. I mean, they're just like Moonfall. I think we've talked about that one on here before. It's really, really cheesy. I'm pretty sure it's oh gosh, who's the main actress in that? I cannot remember.
I can tell you who directed it.
Moonfall.
Ronald.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Dude, the
Moonwalk.
dude did it all.
Um,
Ha-
Halle Berry. That's
Halle
right. Yeah.
Berry. Maybe I need to watch it.
It's very, very cheesy. It's
Michael
definitely a
Pena,
B.
Patrick Willis.
Yeah, it's good, but it is very cheesy. Um, and I can't because I think it's a Netflix movie, possibly.
Oh, I know the movie now because it's got it has the dude from Game of Thrones, the Maester, John Bradley is his name.
Gotcha.
Anywho,
Yeah, it's it's definitely the premise of the movie and like their explanation of it is and how it it's go watch it. I recommend it. It's almost funny. It's that cheesy.
oh
But
gosh,
but Halle Berry, I mean, she did great in it. And the
Wait.
main guy, the guy from The
Patrick
Conjuring and
Patrick
yeah,
Wilson.
yeah. He's good too.
Well, I love me some Halle Berry. So
Halle Berry.
Halle
Yes.
Berry, Halle Berry, Halle Berry, Halle
Uh,
Berry.
yeah. Good list though. Good list. Not bad. I'm sorry it's a shorter episode. I mean, it's still a little over 40 minutes. So I mean, it's a good amount.
We all know why. We all
Good
know why
length.
you had to bounce on this. We all know.
You know, this past Monday on the Call Guys podcast, Colton said it's here. Football season is finally here, and guess what? The Chiefs opening night is happening in 20 minutes from the time we're about to stop recording this.
my.
And I'm just super excited and stoked, and I know that I don't want to be distracted while on the podcast. I'd rather
Sure. Whatever
my
you want to say,
attention
brother.
to you
Whatever
and
you
not be watching a monitor or a TV.
Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Just keep
I'm
throwing me
doing
under
this.
the bus. You make
I'm
yourself
doing-
sound better.
I'm doing this for you, Colton.
You're doing it for me. I'm so glad. I'm so glad everything you're doing it is for me.
This is payback for you making fun of me saying I played my best game of golf ever.
Hey, you did though.
I did. Yes, I did. And I was very proud of myself. And you said, well, Gunner, listen, it wasn't that great. Pretty much what you said to me.
Well, that's the thing about golf is a game that can't be won, only played. Like
That's true.
it's different every single time.
Yeah.
So you've got a great starting point. Now you just need to go.
I know. I'll be going again on Sunday. So keep the weekends rolling, Sunday morning
Well,
golf.
You're running out of Sundays.
Yeah, I know. Once there's a baby here and then winter will be here and then I'm going to have to like go to an indoor driving range or something.
I still think I could put a golf simulator in my basement.
Oh yeah, you could. I could probably put one of mine too.
You definitely could put one in yours.
I got VR golf though too.
Ooh, yeah, you do. I should probably get that first.
Yeah, just go pick up an Oculus. You need something to do this winter.
Oh gosh.
All right. Well, let me get us out of here.
Let's do it.
Everybody, like we said, if you enjoyed this episode and you want to send us your top 3 or even just your favorite disaster movie, we'd love to hear them. The Call Guys Podcast at gmail.com. Go ahead and send those emails over. Let us know how you're doing. We haven't heard from anybody in a while. Cam, sorry we read your email so late, but and just the way the episodes started to flow. So send us an email. We'd love to hear from you. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, anywhere you get your podcast. Be sure to watch us on YouTube. Just search for the Call Guys Podcast. Please like and subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you think of the videos. I mean, you get to see us instead of hear us. I do want to thank Lorena. While I'm on the podcast tonight, she binged the Call Guys. Like less than I don't even know. I think the last time I talked to her, she was on like episode 47. And then I
Dang.
talked to Chris and she is now caught up. So, and that's been like
Whoa.
2 weeks ago. So definitely happy we got some people that are enjoying and listening all the way through. And, you can always go back and re-listen to older episodes. I know I do that sometimes when I'm bored. I just kind of go back and listen. So you can always backtrack and listen. If you're just started, go back, start from episode 1. Let us know what you think. Listen to us progress and get better because we definitely progress and get better. every week. Some weeks we go. It's like a wave. We go down and up and down and up. But
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
you can find us on all your favorite social media accounts: Facebook, facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram @thecallguys, and TikTok @thecallguyspodcast. And then when you're done listening to us, you can go listen to all the other podcasts under the Golden Mojo Entertainment Network of podcasts, whether that be the Golden Image Podcast, the Murdnerds, the United States of Paranormal Podcast, A Court of Books and Booze, the Golden 80s Podcast, or the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. All those podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. If you want an easy way to go find them, goldenmojoent.com. There's pictures of us on there. There's a merch store. There's all of our links to go to all of our social media. So if you want to check any of those out, please do go to the website. Let us know what you think of the website. goldenmojoent.com. And we just appreciate all of you. Really do. Thank you all for listening. Colton, you got anything else?
Love you, brother.
Love you, brother. And how about those Chiefs? I'm just kidding. For everybody out there in podcast land, see you next time.
Bear down.
Bye.
Chicago Bears.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Read with you later.
Keep it spooky. See you on the other side.
Gosh, I was going to say see you on the other side.